the analysis now I say like we always do, constant, best analysis always on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We don't relent, whether team be a lose one or so much channel. We come back here, we'll give you the best analysis I say. Stick and stay. Thank you very much for joining us. Making sure someone subscribe to the channel now, so best subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on notification. In the notification turning, make sure that you do choose all, so that every time that we post content here, you are first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on the YouTube. Let's get the ball rolling. You need come on. In fact, almost all of the 3 p.m. games there's a also on Boxing Day have come up. But I want to say this. See, there isn't a single easy match in English Premier League. Just have that in mind. So there isn't a single easy match in English Premier League. 3 points in the end were down. And therefore, see, in 2 weeks, although Chelsea was superior player quality, superior managerial quality, and everything that they have at their disposal, they've dropped points twice. One of them a loss, one of them a draw. Now, you understand why Mikel Arteta sometimes could certain matches or prioritizing more defensive style than an attacking style. Because once you overcommit, you get surprised, you get punished by even the team at the least part of the English Premier League table. And found a team and found how good you are on the ball, off the ball, all of those nonsense, it doesn't matter. These guys believe in their cracks, they understand they have what it takes to hurt you as well. And once you mess it up, they will capitalize on those weaknesses and then they are going to hurt you. First of all, let us talk about all the matches you see. Of course, West Ham Echo away, Ekonya a first win in a very, very long time over there. In the Ushe Chelsea game near boy, you could tell so by the second and Chelsea players are so exhausted. And I'm saying in this game, I will blame Enzo Maresca first before I blame anybody. I will explain that in detail. Don't go nowhere. I will explain that in detail. Immediately you look at from the 68th minute echo, you could understand that the Chelsea players were very exhausted. The intensity was slow. But there is enough quality on the bench. I didn't think Enzo Maresca can make changes now. You better remember you didn't come out 3 p.m. matches in the 5 and 4 p.m. 5:30 matches on 2 matches naka. Liverpool and Southampton and Leicester City on 8 p.m. Liverpool knows. Says you see Chelsea are dropping points now. I'm betting a BMO with 1 game in hand. They need to go in full throttle. They won't mess it up. 2, Arsenal enemy. Saying I had much now they have a job to do. Chelsea are dropping points. Manchester United are going away to Wolverhampton Wanderers to play against a new manager bound side in Wolverhampton Wanderers. They know that they need to get a job done. On Man City, earlier in the day, about 1-1 draw against team my friend Everton. See, out of possession, Man City are as fluid and easy to play through as any team. There was a statistic I saw earlier on in the day. Said Man City last goal no consider from element in their shots no boy. It is the 27th goal that they've conceded in the last few months. Man City have conceded the most goals apart from Headingham. You remember Headingham? Team in Chelsea boy in the Europa Conference League. Apart from Headingham, Man City have conceded the most goals in Europe. Such a disastrous statistic. And of course, I'm talking about the fact that in the English Premier League, it's not easy. Everton, after some Man City have drawn against Arsenal, drawn against Chelsea, and I've also got to say a 1-1 draw against Manchester City at the Etihad. Joseph Guardiola knows that he's in real trouble. And of course, the prodigy, Enzo Maresca, also is getting in trouble. 1 draw, 1 loss in the last 2 matches. Not a good one for Enzo Maresca. These are common in detail, so don't go nowhere. Bournemouth also went in a few. A boy 0-0 with Crystal Palace, a game that we knew that was going to be tight, difficult for both teams. Also, Newcastle actually Aston Villa by 3-0. John Duran in a red card. Something that we've been talking about, in fact, over in the summer, when we were discussing John Duran, when we said that John Duran is a top player, the John Duran, the attitude off the pitch, and then maybe how he's able to keep his cool. In fact, there are reports that even from people inside of Aston Villa training grounds on him, sometimes he squares up with unwanted teammates. So John Duran were issues in terms of temperament and stuff like that. Something that he needs to watch. And then he was shown a red card. The matching orders off the field of play, and apparently finally John Duran even went off booting the bottle and then what sidelines on him. He had to cool down. Of course, Aston Villa Lucy by 3-0 at time side. Obviously, Southampton Ettenef Lucy 1-0 to West Ham United. Of course, new manager And then, of course, still new manager bounced and did not work for them. An important win for Fulham Lopetegui as manager of West Ham United, and it was a very, very good one for them over there. Now, the big one was Chelsea going to play against team their friend Fulham. The first thing I want to say is that, like I said, there isn't an easy game or English Premier League match in English Premier League name. Now, last week, Chelsea went away to go and play against Everton. Now, a game where everybody understood and agreed, said a kind of individual quality, any players or park and so on. Obviously, Chelsea did stand out. Everton were able to limit Chelsea and prevent Chelsea from winning the game. In fact, game ended 0-0. Now, we went on into other things. This game, not Chelsea are just to say, although Fulham team is solid, not Fulham are about draw away at Liverpool, we are about draw to Arsenal, and Fulham are unbeaten in about 5 matches. So coming against Chelsea, Chelsea thought, okay, fine, we have what it takes, we can win them, especially since me be a game with a good scoring margin in the first half. In the first half, I kept on telling myself, say, Chelsea need to score a second and a third to close up the game. Because watch all of these boogie sides that Chelsea know about in recent times are. They scored 2, then they end up getting 1 against Brentford. It was saying Chelsea and shared a second goal now. That should have been a draw. So these are matches I expect that Chelsea should have killed off the game. In fact, in the first half, Chelsea wanted to build around the block like they do against every team that is stubborn against them. So they tried to do that. They tried to push things. They tried to play well. They tried to hold on to the ball. They tried to create quality chances. Something that didn't work particularly until someone got a bunch of Freddie Cole Palmer. So see, Cole Palmer is whoever he thinks he is as a player. On the ball, off the ball, chance creation, everything that you want to get from Cole Palmer, he is as cold as possible. Or a top-notch player, and of course, he was able to do that job in there. You will give him that credit, and the match Chelsea shares the first goal in the first half, and then from there, Chelsea were really beginning to grow into the game. They were really to grow into the game. They were really to trying to impose themselves in games. It didn't really happen for them, even throughout the first half. When we expected Chelsea to impose themselves more into the game and then play well, it did not happen. And in the second half came in. In fact, in the second half, one of the things that I did see, and I said, Chelsea had issues in terms of intensity. The intensity kept on dropping and then dropping. And for me, everything, first of all, is hinged on coach Enzo Maresca. Because the players did look exhausted in the first half and in the second half when Chelsea were playing. They were not controlling the ball better. In fact, number one, more of a basketball, football, up and down. Almost everybody was chasing it up and down. But Chelsea were struggling to hold on to the ball, struggling to create quality chances, and Fulham were growing into the game. That's why I have questions with Enzo Maresca substitutions again. Last week, I thought that he should have brought on João Felix at some point in time. Even in this game, I felt that there was a point where Noni Madueke should have been thrown on. This game again, same for João Felix, because the quality on the bench has enough to get a job done. So go now, Robinson now. Malo Gusto was being pulled out. He was being forced to jump. And because the recovery, wasn't good enough, then he was caught in it. Of course, Pedro Neto was left to do a lot of defensive work, but Malo Gusto was tired. It could have been a like-for-like substitution. Bring on Joshua Champon, throw him in there, allow him to play the game, give him the instruction that you want him. It's better for him to have, the quality that he has to have to play in matches like this, rather than allow him sit on the bench and then throw the game to the win. Chelsea, eventually, as the game went on, would have probably gone on and then gotten a win in Bini. I can say, Chelsea winning game 1-0 and stuff like that. Chelsea would have frauded their way into getting the win. It was the worst game of the season for Chelsea. And in football, Obian fan will say when you have chances now, say no. It's about the chances that you convert. If you're unable to convert your chances, then forget about it. You need to be able to convert those chances. That is when it counts. It doesn't count when you throw away those chances or you don't convert the chances over there. And like I said, another game goes by where I re-echo the fact, say, Sancho is going to start. Say, Chelsea against high-pressing team for sure. Use Sancho wider and relieve pressure and then pin the opponents back. But against low blocks like this, there's no point. I said last week again, Noni Madueke and then Pedro Neto should be able to play. Maybe in a game like this, Chelsea would have played somebody like Mihailo Modric, but in the issues, he can't play. But then again, Sancho wasn't a better fit for a game like this. Tactically, you don't play Sancho in a team that sits in a low block. That's it. That press high like this. You want to get in behind them quickly and then head them against mid block and low blocks. Drop him and let him alone play ins or come inside. He doesn't take on his man enough, and that's something I was worried about. That goal from from Fulham was well deserved. I think that it was needless for Robert Sanchez to go long in that point in time, because at that point in time, Levi Cole was next to him. They could have easily gone for a short pass to Levi Cole and then go and then let them build up from there. I mean, say Unya 1 point compared, it's better than getting none. And this weekend, it's a crucial weekend. Last weekend, Chelsea, last weekend, Chelsea got ball draw against Everton. Then this one is a draw against, a loss against my friend, Fulham. Enzo and Malo Gusto at some point in time. I think that off the board was so poor. In fact, it was a time where first half and Enzo Fernandez went into, a tackle. I know it too lackadaisical, or relaxing or matching him. It was so bad. He should have been more aggressive. I was that off the ball. Malo Gusto was so bad. And same for Enzo Fernandez. Again, goal that Chelsea conceded. Both of them are at fault. Look at even the second goal, the recovery run of Malo Gusto. The second one, the first one I saw, Malo Gusto was caught in there. And in the game, I kept on saying Chelsea would have to be careful with Wilson. He gets onto dangerous balls. He will hurt you if you don't take him. And like anyone in the past broadcast, I had mentioned how sometimes fullbacks could push into a 2-2-5-1 shape to try and have more players in between the lines and head full and forward. But one thing I realized is that, again, when Enzo Maresca pulled off Nicolas Jackson and threw on Christopher and Kuku's supposed to receive in the half spaces, he was struggling. Bonnie Bekan inside and Anderson will be aggressive and then kick the ball away from him if in a cheap. Again, it was Chelsea's worst performance of the season. Poor performance from Chelsea, essentially, as the season has gone by. I don't think Chelsea have been good enough this season. Chelsea go not share anything. It's just an individual work from Cole Palmer. Nothing about a club, nothing about a team. Any team in a one. Sago individual brilliance, anything but Gusto stepping up into the 3-back, causing the left sided of their midfield to come across, combined with 3 central number 10s against a double pivot, and Palmer finds space to hit you over there, which is very, very a good setup, but eventually it's the job of Abrantia, your friend Cole Palmer, to make their job, to make it happen over there. I think that was excellent in terms of how Cole Palmer got a job done. And I did tweet said Cole Palmer is whoever he thinks he is. In terms of the world of football, whoever he thinks he is, because 12 goals this season, 51 goal contributions in 51 games for Chelsea. Nobody saw that coming. For a player, you need that. He had to be that good, and obviously he has been that good overall. Chelsea have not done well. Chelsea are finding themselves in good situations and lacking final execution. Like in the first half, it was the final pass, 2 big chances exactly in the first half. Again, like I said, I think that we have an issue with Enzo Maresca. The substitution was poor. I sit here and I give a lot of credit to Arne Slot. I say Arne Slot's in-game management and substitutions. When you have the player bar or effective change, Boboni or shape goals or assistant. But there you are. If you look at Marco Silvas for one, he brought on 2 players, Robertson, and then of course, Rodrigo Munoz. And Munoz got a winner for them. Robertson got a equalizer. That is proper off the ball. And build up from the back. All of those things, the important stuff that you need to do now, and that's exactly what Abrantia, your friend, Marco Silva, you give him credit, good credit for the job that he has done. And for me, he deserves it. He deserves it. No one that said after social goal, he was all across it. Enjoying himself, running around. I don't think the fault of Pedro Neto. I think did his best. Off the ball, he was immense. Obuamalo Gusto asked to cover up Gusto due to Robertson throughout the game and not even allowed to get tight to him in the press, but from a back 5, did the best he could. Very, very tough defensive game for him. Chelsea lacking control. Like I said, another reason why I think that this game is on Enzo Maresca, the lack of control in the game. In a game like this, Chelsea really needed control, especially around the 70th minutes now, before Fulham for equalizer Bebano. Chelsea needed control, and I say control because sometimes when you run 0 out, you play keep ball. Into keepy ball, and the more you keep the ball, the more it's difficult for your opponent to get the ball and try to hurt you. Now that's when you should have thrown on more technical players from the bench. There's some guys like that, and also change like for like, and then work with intensity and physicality we're trying. But if you're able to do that, and then you still hold on to what you have, then definitely it's going to help you. A lack of control, and I think that was the downfall of Chelsea. I think Lavia ever back into the team is going to be very important. In matches like this is where you need someone like Romeo Lavia to calm down the game, to give the control to the team, to help the team return consistently. Chelsea went long with no one forward to hold up the ball. And again, I go back to that Robert Sanchez long ball. Maybe he wanted to go diagonal, but there was no point in Robert Sanchez going long. No point at all. Saying that Robert Sanchez will call long ball and Chelsea could not win the first or second ball. So essentially, Chelsea kept on giving the ball away to Fulham, something Chelsea usually don't do with our press. But Chelsea press was also very poor today. Consistently messed up ginger situations with poor execution. Of course, decision making was also very bad. Apart from Sako Palmer goal, and everybody was poor. Sancho was poor. Nicholas Jackson didn't have enough. Pedro Neto was almost asked to defend because of Robinson. No build up, no winning first and second balls, and Chelsea would have to go long and then press. Poor execution and basics from players, and Chelsea need to do better against team with Fulham. And I think that was not a good one at all from them. Obviously now, so we got English Premier League. Table, how the table looks like before say Manchester Bebo, before say Liverpool Bebo, later in the day any Arsenal Bebo, as you wrap up here, as Chelsea are still second. But in mind you say Nottingham Forest is closing in 34 points. Arsenal 33 points. So almost share Chelsea was superior goal. No, Chelsea doesn't have a superior goal difference than them. So Arsenal let Misha, they will close in on Chelsea at the very top. Obviously, say Liverpool Obiemu by an extra 3 points, making it 7 points for Liverpool. See, this is where we draw the curtain on Boxing Day analysis, post match, all the happenings I see here. And I say until then, we'll see you maybe tomorrow morning. You take care. Bye bye.